Hardcore mode with no retreat. Failures never taste the sweet. Science lessons learned in flight. Journey on to endless night. For the stars, we aim so high. The poor jet did kiss goodbye. For science and purple light, we'll keep flying through the light. Rocket launch with hope so grand. EJ's got the master plan. Thrusters burn to reach the moon. In his eye you see the tune. Orbit dreams won't be delayed. Lessons learned from missions made. Kerbal Time will forge a path to the stars beyond this path. For the stars, we aim so high. The poor jet did kiss goodbye. For science and purple light, we'll keep flying through the light. Rocket launch with hope so grand. EJ's got the master plan. Thrusters burn to reach the moon. In his eye you see the tune. With no retreat. Failures never taste the sweet. Science lessons learned in flight. Journey on to endless night. For the stars, we aim so high. The poor jet did kiss goodbye. For science and purple light, we'll keep flying through the light. With hope so grand, EJ's got the master plan. Thrusters burn to reach the moon. In his eye you see the tune. Orbit dreams won't be delayed. Lessons learned from missions made. Kerbal Rocket launch with hope so grand. EJ's got the master plan. Thrusters burn to reach the moon. In his eye you see the tune. With no retreat, failures never taste the sweet. Science lessons learned in flight, journey on through endless night. For the stars, we aim so high. The poor jet did kiss goodbye. For science and purple light, we'll keep flying through the light. With hope so grand, EJ's got the master plan. Thrusters burn to reach the moon. In his eye you see the tune. Orbit dreams won't be delayed. Lessons learned from missions made. Kerbal Kai will forge a path to the stars beyond this path. For the stars, we aim so high. The poor jet did kiss goodbye. For science and purple light, we'll keep flying through the light. Rocket launch with hope so grand. EJ's got the master plan. Thrusters burn to reach the moon. In his eye you see the tune. Keep flying through the light. Science lessons learned in flight, journey on through endless night. For the stars, we aim so high. The poor jet did kiss goodbye. For science and purple light, we'll keep flying through the light. Rocket launch with hope so grand. EJ's got the master plan. Thrusters burn to reach the moon. In his eye you see the tune. Orbit dreams won't be delayed. Lessons learned from missions made. Kerbal Time will forge a path to the stars beyond this path. For the stars, we aim so high. The poor jet did kiss goodbye. For science and purple light, we'll keep flying through the light. Rocket launch with hope so grand. EJ's got the master plan. Thrusters burn to reach the moon. In his eye you see the tune. Keep flying through the light. EJ streams the galactic quest. Purple teams put to the test. Jedediah flew so high through the vast and starry sky. Hardcore move with no retreat. Failures never taste as sweet. Science lessons learned in flight. Journey on through endless night. Hardcore mode with no retreat. Failures never taste as sweet. Science lessons learned in flight. Journey on through endless night. For the stars, we aim so high. The poor jet did kiss goodbye. For science and purple light, we'll keep flying through the light. Rocket launch with hope so grand. EJ's got the master plan. Thrusters burn to reach the moon. In his eye you see the tune. Orbit dreams won't be delayed. Rocket launch with hope so grand. EJ's got the master plan. Thrusters burn to reach the moon. In his eye you see the tune. With no retreat, failures never taste the sweet. Science lessons learned in flight, journey on to endless night. For the stars, we aim so high. The poor jet did kiss goodbye. For science and purple light, we'll keep flying through the light. With hope so grand, EJ's got the master plan. Thrusters burn to reach the moon. In his eye you see the tune. Orbit dreams won't be delayed. Lessons learned from missions made. Kerbal Pound will forge a path to the stars beyond this path. For the stars, we aim so high. The poor jet did kiss goodbye. For science and purple light, we'll keep flying through the light. Rocket launch with hope so grand. EJ's got the master plan. Thrusters burn to reach the moon. In his eye you see the tune. EJ and Erna on the road. California sun it glowed. Heading east to Boston town, stopping in Florida bound. Driving truck through desert heat. Brakes went out, just couldn't beat. Cooling system filled with mud. Sweat was dripping like a flood. In a desert land so grand, EJ's got the master plan. Building dreams from oil and sand, workers' resources in hand. Refinance king with a gleam, making cities from a stream. Sweat and grit is how it seems, living out his wildest dreams. Heat is on in Pakistan. We're building oil towers like a man, with EJ at the helm, it's all in hand. In Pakistan we stand. Night and day, the grind won't stop. Concrete rising to the top. Mighty power in a drop. EJ hitting jackpot non-stop, streaming live. His empire grows in every borough, every close. From dusty plains to finance shows, EJ's name everyone knows. He is on in Pakistan. We're building oil towers like a man, with EJ at the helm, it's all in hand. In Pakistan we stand. Night and day, the grind won't stop. Concrete rising to the top. Mighty power in a drop. EJ hitting jackpot non-stop, streaming live. His empire grows in every borough, every close. From dusty plains to finance shows, EJ's name everyone knows. He is on in Pakistan. We're building oil towers like a man, with EJ at the helm, it's all in hand. In Pakistan we stand. We stand. EJ streaming late at night, building up with all his might. He's on under desert light, Pakistan in sight. Sand beneath construction signs, workers forging oil refines. Sweat and gears a perfect rhyme. It's his world, he's on a climb. Oil rules the land he stands, mobile now with steady hands. From the sand his fame expands, EJ's dreaming foreign sands. Rise in perfect sync, pipelines flow, no time to blink. Resources here, they interlink. Buckle up, Duckson's on the brink. Late night streaming on his screen. His vision clear, his thoughts pristine. Oil-rich world in constant sheen. Buckle up, Daka stuns the scene. Oil rules the land he stands. Mogul now with steady hands. From the sand his fame expands. EJ's dreaming foreign sands. EJ streaming in his chair. Goldfish fuel an infinite glare. Build a land or let it burn. A god like a Dakistan at every turn. Financial tips on every stream. Workers to the dream machine. Money flows like molten steel. Chase the goldfish surreal. EJ king of the pixels. Like a Dakistan in his grip. Fueled by crunch and snacks. Watch as his empire cracks. Economy rules, it's all a game. Like a Dakistan is claim to fame. EJ adjusts the lines and grids till his eyes bleed memories of kids. Rusty pipes and golden plans. Future lies in worker hands. Stream the build or let it fall. EJ's empire never small. Financial talk makes sense, no lies. Goldfish crumbs and starlit eyes. Pour the funds into digital veins. Running wild in imaginary planes. Enemy rules, it's souls, but God of Dakistan. Enemy rules, it's all the game. Enemy rules, it's souls, but God of Dakistan. Goldfish fueling it. Enemy rules, it's souls, but God of Dakistan. Enemy rules, it's all the game. Enemy rules, it's souls, but God of Dakistan. And it's great, fueled thing to fail, the crash accolade. Economy rules, it's all a game.
Okay, I think I've compiled enough links here. Okay, I think we got enough. Let me fire up YouTube here and we'll go from there. You guys want one more song? We should do one more song just for the YouTube people. How about how about this one?
California sun it glowed.
Yes.
Heading east to Boston town, stopping in Florida.
Oh, okay. You don't want that one. All right. How about this one? No, we listened to that one. Oh yes. This one goes out to all you predominants out there. God bless you.
EJ in a digital land, building up a Dakistan, clicking through the endless sand with oil in his hand. Heat is on the desert glow, workers working fast and slow, resources running to and fro. EJ's got a show. Refinance king, making things right in the day and night, streaming on his epic plans, Dakistan. City grows, machinery hums, desert winds and beating drums. EJ's empire never slums, he's chasing all the songs. Oil rigs in the midday sun, every task getting done. High scores in the battles won, EJ's having fun. Sand and oil mixing free in the game's economy. EJ rules with strategy, building this dynasty. City grows, machinery hums, desert winds and beating drums. EJ's empire never slums, he's chasing all the suns. Oil rigs in the midday sun, every task getting done. High scores in the battles won, EJ's having fun. Sand and oil mixing free in the game's economy. EJ rules with strategy, building this dynasty.
I'd like to thank everybody for being here for this beautiful set of songs that you just heard. Anyway, I will hand it over to the man of the hour here, Mr. Eric Johnson, Space Administration. Welcome, welcome. Well, thank you, imaginary Southern man. I appreciate being here. And it is time for the Space and Rocket Review. Space and Rocket Review. You two girls, tell your friends. Space and Rocket Review. Space and Rocket Review. Oh, of course. Okay. Okay. Space and Rocket Review. All right. Here we go. Are we ready? Are you ready? Are we ready? Hey, back off, Chad. I'm a scientist. I'm not. But, hey, whatever. All right, so welcome to Space News today. Today's Space News is going to be a little bit more regimented than the just open discussion kind of Space News that we had yesterday. But here's what we're going to do. we're going to start right up with some videos here. So, first and foremost, right off the bat, Starlink 11-8 launched this morning and launched out of Vandenberg, landed out in the Pacific Ocean, marking 400 landings for the Falcon 9 booster.
Stage 1 landing burn.
See? Are you ready? Oh, I'm ready.
Stage 2 terminal guidance.
Landing leg deploy.
400 landings.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
Not bad. That Falcon 9 first stage completed its landing on, Of Course I Still Love You, out in the Pacific. That was that rocket's 10th flight, I believe. That's 1085. 1082 on its 10th flight. Landing on Of Course I Still Love You. Delivering 27 Starlink V2 minis into orbit. Marking the 400th landing for a Falcon 9, which is... I'll tell you, I was there for the first one. That was 9 years ago. 400 landings in 9 years. Not bad. Not bad for Falcon, if I do say so myself. Not centered. Yeah. Crazy. Do we think we'll get over 1,000 landings before Falcon's retirement? Close. Yeah, probably. Wasn't the first landing at sea? No! First landing was an RTLS, the Orbcomm 2 mission on December 22nd, 2015. The first drone ship landing, Jim, was CRS-8. Which was sometime in 2016. I don't remember when it was. I only remember the first landing because I was there, and that date is singed in my head. Who is Reggie Menton? I think he's Bob Mentos' brother or something. Anyway, 400 landings for Falcon 9. Here's to 400 more. Next bit, Blue Origin posted a recap video from New Glenn here. And I figured you guys would probably want to see the recap here.
New Glenn is ready for launch of Blue Ring Pathfinder.
This is our first flight, and our key objective today is to reach orbit safely.
GS1 at flight level. Big water start.
Long water start.
3, ignition, 2, 1. Lift off. All 7 engines at full thrust. Checking for pressures are good. Vehicles cleared the tower. Now passing 18 seconds into flight.
Oh.
Separation confirmed.
And we have ignition on both DE3Us. Chamber pressure is good. GS2 is now orbital.
We got to orbit safely. Congratulations, Blue Origin. Y'all have gone orbital.
There you go. Good recap. Very slow acceleration. Yes, the engines were detuned. They were running with a very conservative configuration on their engines. That's why it didn't lift. That's why it was slow lifting off. But it was still a looker, man. Unfortunately, they didn't get that first stage back. From what I can tell, though, I'll bet you it seems like that first stage hit the water more or less in one piece. Because if I think what happened, then yeah, it wouldn't really blow up. It would just break. What I think happened is entry heating got into the engine compartment and fried some things. Some electrical equipment up in there. I do think the first stage did land. Just not on Jacqueline. And pretty damaged at the bottom. But I'm pretty sure it made it down in one piece. I don't think Blue is going to tell you that, though. Blue Origin should name their next drone ship Scott Manley. Why? So are we just going to ignore Sitmatak? I don't know. Are we just gonna ignore the LIGMA? BAWLS? Are we just gonna ignore that too? How can we just ignore random acronyms? Ravshin, I have no freaking idea what that means. Why are we ignoring Ohio Ligma toilers? Yeah, I don't know, Gary. It's very strange. Am I the only one who doesn't get what's going on? Nope. So you're telling me there's a chance. Oh, my acronym was different. My acronym was a little different. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I think that booster, Glen Stage 1, Flight 1, came down in one piece. I think they just had burned through. Because if you remember, that's exactly what happened to Falcon 9. Same thing. They couldn't get the thermal protection systems dialed in on their first stages, and they were... Re-entry heating was getting in to the engine compartments and basically frying everything in there. And they were basically getting hit with a very, very large loss of signal. Like... Actually, I believe the last Falcon 9 first stage that popped in flight, RIP 1058, was because of this exact reason. They had entry heating enter the engine compartment, and it literally did the exact same thing. It started to fire during the entry burn, and then stopped, and then all telemetry ceased. Interestingly enough. So, yeah, I think that Glen Stage 1 came down right. I think they just need to tweak their thermal protection systems on the thermal protection systems. Nice. They just need to tweak their thermal protection systems on the bottom of that stage, and that stage is coming down. It's landing. They achieved relight of the BE-4s, which is a huge milestone. That's really, really big. Really big news. Anyway. Next bit of news here is coming from PLD. PLD is a Spanish commercial launch services provider. And they have an update here. After completing non-destructive inspection, our Mira 5 second stage fuel tank is ready for testing at our site in Teruel. Stage 1 tanks will be ready next month for testing before entering serial production. Hey. Billet. Yummy. How did Flight 7 go? I missed it all. Do I have to pull up the footage? Do I have to pull up the footage? Are we pulling up the footage, chat? Are we pulling up the footage? Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. We do that. Give me 1 second. Please hold. Okay. Do you want to know how it went? This is how it went.
Yes!
Footage is coming courtesy of NASA Spaceflight and Mr. Halter over there. See his watermark. How about that? You think they do an entry burn too low? I think they're fine. Crank it up. Crank it up. Bam, 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 bam. Hey, get off the screen. Is there a place to fit another launch center on the East Coast? Sure, we could find some. No, Snickers. If you could put the sound into words, what was it like? A freight train derailing. It sounded like a train wreck. That's what rockets sound like. They sound like just thunder. I'd volunteer to have Starship launch from Newfoundland. Oh, yeah. Well, maybe we could launch one from Nova Scotia, bud. Oh, yeah. Launch it from there. It'll be great. Cape Cod Launch Center. It sounds good, man. I'm telling you. We should do that. It's a good idea. It's a good idea, man.
1 minute, 50 seconds. Alex, you said it's 2 minutes to station.
So, Mufasa, you know the sound that like fireworks make? Like if you ever go to a fireworks show, the firework goes off and it leaves that thump. It's that, but constant. Yeah. Flicko mode. What's up, man? Do you think SpaceX would benefit from a full flight like burn on Ship 34 instead of a static fire test at Massey's? I know you can only get flight data in flight, and they simulate flight loads on the thrust stand during cryo. But from a vehicle perspective, don't you think something like that could have potentially prevented the Ship 33 run? Sure, some things would need to be upgraded on a GSE side, like large water tanks, or for a burn of that duration. They do similar extended tests for aircraft. Flicko, I think, yes. I think they would absolutely benefit from that, and I have a feeling that Massey's is going to get retooled sooner rather than later to support full duration burns. Yeah, I think you are 100% spot on, actually. You might get that question a lot. I get it all the time, dude. I'll always answer a question about vehicle dynamics, though. I love that. That's my favorite part. There was already provisions for a launch site on the Georgia coast, Trey. Believe it or not. They fell through, though. I can show you where if you want. Most engine cut off.
Come out the side and then just separation. They that with that CO2 to clear everything out of it.
With the booster.
Yeah. Garfagon, you still watching?
The booster is going to turn itself.
This is awesome. It's so freaking cool. I'm sorry, I can't get over it. Dude, this changed. Seeing this changed a lot in my mind. I gained a lot of respect for what Starship does, man. They're seeing it get caught, and then they're seeing it get caught, like in real life. It's just. Hey, Kino, what's going on? Slight question for you. I feel like I've asked this before. What do you think about the possibility of launching Starship from Vandenberg? I want to believe Aquino, but I think Vandenberg is for Falcon Heavy. They're Slick 6. I think Slick 6 is for Falcon Heavy. However, if the DoD wants a Starship pad, they want a Starship pad. Do I know where that's going? No. I have heard whispers, though, that from planned expansion reports from the Space Force that they are planning on building more launch complexes at Vandenberg. So, I mean, read into that what you think. Or read into that what you will.
I've been tracking this thing with Mark 1 eyeball.
Mark 1 eyeball!
All the way up, I can see it.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yeah. Here it goes.
I watched hot staging. I saw the whole thing. Clear as day. Unbelievable. You hear that thing go, AJ? Yeah, dude.
Would you just look at it? Would you just look at it? Would you just look at... Oh, would you look at that? Would you just look at it? Extremely off topic. Dates out. That's a little weird. Is Starship that much louder at a distance? Chicken Head, she's loud. And how's the Pillar of Autumn going? I have not worked on it because I was down at the Cape. We have to redo hull segment 3, 2, and 1 a little bit. We'll pick a day and start cranking that out. Why not an offshore Vandenberg pad if they still have plans for offshore platforms? I've seen no plans for offshore platforms at this time, Archie. Did you growl at Starship like you did at Falcon Heavy? Only at the Sonic Boom. I was dumbstruck by what was going on here, Rocket Science. Have you noticed Gene is doing all the talking? I am not.
Copy. I don't know. I guess I don't need to actually say copy, do I?
Yeah, there you go, weather guy, right?
Oh my gosh, look at that thing.
I didn't go to the Cape. I was down at Boca Chica. Did I say I was down at the Cape? Sorry, I was thinking about too many things. I was down in Boca for a week.
Down below. All right, hot staging, goodbye.
Jack, you need to see this with your own eyes. This, dude, it is... This is close, but you gotta see it, man. You have, dude, you have to see this. Like, life-changing.
It's a coming.
This will make you a Starship fanboy. Like, it's bad. It's bad, dude. It's bad.
Adrian, it's approaching pretty quickly.
Hey, Dan, what's going on? Do you know if methane and oxygen arrive at Starbase in gaseous? They arrive in liquid form and in trucks. Oh, my God. Jack, would you just look at it? Would you just look at it?
We can see the glow.
Dude.
Fly, baby, fly.
Thank you, Past DJ.
Come on. Do the thing. Yes. Come on.
Seeing some vapor on it.
Some. Yep, that's pretty good.
Come on, baby.
Come on. Light it up. Yeah.
We got a light.
It's coming down. It's coming down.
Come on.
Oh, it's slowed way down. Down to 3 engines.
Come on, bring it on home.
Dancing over there like it's nothing.
Come on, baby.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Oh my. Oh my goodness.
Yes! Whoa!
Yes! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I got nothing, man. Would you just look at it? Dude, I can't. I had no words. My brain was having trouble parsing what the eyeballs were telling the brain. I'm like, yeah. All I could, like, muster up was, oh my goodness, that's pretty cool. Like, that's it, man. I've really never, like, I'm good at commentary. I've commentated on rockets for a long time. This one, I had nothing. I was just like, it's a Starship. You can tell it's a Starship because of the way it is. That's pretty neat. Like, dude, this thing is nuts. It's just like, I got nothing, man. Every time, dude, this was a week ago almost at this point. I'm still just like, what the frick is going on here? I'm like, I got nothing, dude. Inverter, 86-month resub. Show the reaction vid. Oh, boy. You know, I had some space news to go through, but... I didn't scream at it until, like, Gene and I both were like, yeah! At the Sonic Boom, dude, because just, yeah. How neat is that? That's pretty neat. Just here, hold up. There's the that's the Danger Dune camera that Das and I set up. Well, actually, it was me, Das, Dan, and Jack. Oh boy. And then at the end, here you go. I'm just like, look at me. I'm just like, that's pretty neat. It's pretty good. That's when Gene was like, dude, just take the headset off and listen to the sound. I'm like, all right. And here I'm like, oh. Time the booster came in more horizontally towards the tower. Yep. How much was all that equipment? If you have to ask, yes. It's totally dude, look at me. I'm just like, what is going on up there? Like, dude. DOS is controlling this tracking camera with an Xbox controller. Fun fact. And he has a camera right there on this that's getting a wide angle shot. And it's set on a gun sight. Okay, all right. That thing is set on a gun sight that DOS made, so the wide angle shot converges with the zoomed in camera. That's what those two monitors are right there. He's watching the wide angle shot so he can keep the thing centered in frame, so the close angle shot, the zoomed in shot, stays directly on the track. Yeah, and he's controlling it with an Xbox controller. Here, let's get to the good stuff. Here, let's get over here. Watch. See, there it is, there it is. Dude, look. It's so good, dude. It's so good. So, did you guys see that? Did you see the whole building shake when the sonic boom happens? Watch the camera and watch the ledge and everything. Did you see it? Does DOS have a name for this setup? I don't know, but maybe, yeah, maybe we should call it GoldenEye or something. Is that crazy? You didn't see it? Here, I'll back it up. The whole thing shakes. It's just for a second. Watch. Watch. Did you see it? It's very subtle, but the whole building kind of shook, dude. The whole thing, like, whoa, what is that? Dude, I'm telling you, when that boom hit, the whole freaking hotel rocked. It was crazy, dude. Rocket noise and sonic booms inspire people. Yeah, yes, exactly. SpaceX actually just posted new pictures here from that flight. So yeah, Garfagon, that's how last week went for me. Yeah, they posted new pictures and yeah. Oh. That's hot staging right there. Just bruh. Bruh. Dude, I had no words until the sonic boom hit. So this camera right here is on South Padre Island. You can actually see us in this picture. We're right there. Right where the mouse cursor is. You can see the big buildings down there. Here, I'll show you. So crazy thing here. There's that's the port of Brownsville, that line right there. And then if you go a little bit this way, you can see the Rio Grande estuary. See right there, the start of the estuary? That's the border. That's the bottom of, this is the bottom of Texas. That's the top of Mexico. If you zoom in, all the way on South Padre Island, there is the Port Isabel Bridge right there. There's the entrance to the Port of Brownsville, and see the dots right there? Those are all the buildings. That's us right there. I'm in this picture, and I do like it. Pretty cool, huh? Is that failed launch a few days ago where the payload blew up and has debris disturbed commercial traffic over Florida? Yeah, Ship 33 popped right after this. Yeah, right after this picture. Actually about, I don't know, probably about 4 or 5 minutes after this picture. Yeah, it didn't disturb commercial traffic, XRL. What they did was they had a contingency procedure. So where the rocket is flying, because this is an experimental rocket, they have what's called a TFR, or a temporary flight restriction. If there's any indication that something that's flying in this TFR, the thing that's meant to fly in the TFR, so if there's any indication that Starship is going to fly outside of its planned airspace restriction, the FAA enacts a secondary kind of protocol. I forget the exact name. Like a debris mitigation area or something. And because the ship popped, they weren't sure if debris was going to fly out of the TFR. So this is a contingency thing. They do this every time. There is a secondary restriction, like it basically widens the area of the temporary flight restriction, but it only gets enacted if air traffic control says that, okay, don't fly here. And they did. They enacted it because they weren't sure. They weren't sure where that debris was going to come down. Fortunately, most of it came down in the TFR from what I understand. Some of it didn't, though. That is going to give us a mishap investigation for Flight 7. So the FAA is going to needs to figure out why Starship popped. What happened was, per Elon, is a fuel leak. We did talk a little bit about that in detail yesterday. There was a fuel leak. Something with the plumbing on this new ship design, I think. But, see, you know, all that's happening, but also at the same time, SpaceX is still going ahead with Ship 34 production. Ship 34 is having its engines outfitted. Elon himself said that he didn't think that this mishap was going to take very long. And SpaceX is kind of echoing his words with their actions, so to speak here. Ship 34 rolled back from cryo testing, and it was cryo tested after Flight 7. I saw it roll back. I was there. I got to see this thing up close, I'll show you it again if you guys want to see it. Actually, I'll show you Erebus's pictures. That should do that. This should do it justice here. How about this? So Erebus, the cameraman, the guy that filmed the footage that I just showed you, he filmed it on that camera right there. And that's Das, me, and Gene. And he gave us a lot of behind-the-scenes footage, which is bananas, dude. It was a magical day, man. We were up on the roof of the hotel. That's what we saw. That's how close we were. And then here's what I wanted to show you. I saw Ship 34 from about maybe 2 meters away. This was well after Ship 33 popped. They were bringing it back to finish it. It doesn't have any wings yet. Well, it probably has wings as of now. As of the 21st of January, right? Look at my face. I'm like, I don't understand what is behind me. Guys, it's right behind me, isn't it? Her face is emote worthy. Das is like trying to be cool. He's like seen this a million times. I'm sitting here going, you know? Dude, seeing that thing up close is wild, man. It is a lot bigger than your brain is telling you. Yeah, number 9, I don't think that the Ship 33 failure is a big deal. I think they need to figure out exactly where that leak was and fix that problem, and then prove to the FAA that problem is fixed. Because you dudes, I love the Starship. I love the Starship program. I am the biggest fanboy after seeing that stupid thing fly. You can't have that. You can't have that. You can't have pieces of spaceship falling into commercial air traffic. That is an extraordinarily bad idea. So yeah, we don't want that. Yeah, that's me. Just, you know. So this footage in the NSF recap right here, the other footage that I wanted to show you, or that I did show you, this stuff right here. The footage is super heavy coming down, right? That footage is this camera right here. That's me and Das packing it up after the flight. If you were wondering what I was doing when I was not streaming and down there, it was just Das and I packing up cameras. Slap a Harley sticker on it. Leaks will be expected. Nice. Stupid question. What's Elon's role at SpaceX? Does he own it? I get conflicting information. Elon is the majority stakeholder in private shares of SpaceX. SpaceX is his company. Majority shareholder is very important. He's the chairman and he's the CTO. So he's the chief designer. He designs the rockets at SpaceX. He does not run that company. He's basically the founding employee and the chief technology officer. He's the guy that runs the design. He is the designer. He's the chief designer, like Von Braun for the Saturn V. Or Sergei Korolev to the N1 or Soyuz. That's what he does, dude. No, he's not the CEO. Gwen Shotwell runs SpaceX, guys. Yeah, Gwen Shotwell runs it. He does not run SpaceX day-to-day operations. That's Gwen's job. Elon's the chief designer. She's the COO. Wait a minute. Did they change this on me? I swear it changes every time we talk about it. Following on a question I had from yesterday, do you think SpaceX would have benefited from using something like the Saturn V size vibroacoustic test stand that NASA has, given their iterative design approach? It seems like they got it under control, Bill. Like, they might. They had the bird cage, dude, if you remember that. Nah, he's just the money guy. He's not the money guy, dude. He designed Starship. He's made several stakeholder decisions for Starship that only a chief designer would make, like stainless steel or catching the booster. Those were all his ideas, dude. Is he the CEO? Dude, I always think that Gwen is the CEO, but it does. I mean, long story short, he's the chief designer. Like, I don't know your executive roles, to be honest with you. He designs everything. All the designing goes through him. All of it goes through him. Gwen runs day-to-day operations. And then there's Bill Gerstenmaier, who is VP of Flight Reliability. And then there's oh, what's the name of the girl that runs the Falcon program? I forget. I know the other high-level employees are like Kiko Donchev is up there. I think he's like runs Starship operations, I think. Yeah, I always get it all backwards, dude. But basically, Elon's the guy that's designing the rockets. Gwen runs the day-to-day operations. There's that guy they stole from NSF. Huh? Yeah, there's a bunch of high-level employees, dude. Gerst is up there. So Kathy Leaders, the former Human Exploration Operations Mission Directorate director, basically ran NASA's Human Spaceflight Division for a good amount of time. She runs Starbase. Kathy Leaders runs Starbase. I know that. And she does a great job, might I add. So the cool thing about this is that a lot of these people, at this point in time, a lot of these people are ex-high-level shuttle engineers. Engineers, operative word, not management. So Bill Gerstenmaier ran NASA's Human Exploration Operations Mission Directorate just like Kathy Leaders did. Engineers lead HAOMD, scientists lead the Science Mission Directorate, and then above that is a management structure, right? So Gerst, the VP of Flight Reliability, they poached him after Jim Bridenstine fired him. And he is like the foremost expert on reusable like spacecraft. He worked on the shuttle program for almost his entire career until he went to SpaceX. He started doing he started with wind tunnel testing on the shuttle program. Yeah. And worked his way all the way up to running the whole damn thing. Yeah, pretty crazy, right? And then Kathy Leaders is also ex-shuttle as well. She was a flight director during the shuttle program, which is pretty rad. That's really freaking cool. Kiko is VP of launch. It is Kiko. So yeah, there's Gwen, there's Elon, there's Bill Gerstenmaier, there's Kathy Leaders, and Kiko Donchev. Those are like the top like, that's senior management at SpaceX. These are all extremely talented people. One of your screens is out. It's on purpose. I wonder what the work there is like. Are they in a meeting and say, okay, let's move the chopsticks there today, ship 34 to the test stand, booster here to there? Yeah, pretty much, Daytao. Lars Blackmore is up there. He is landing. He does landing, Falcon 9 landing and Falcon and reusability. And then there's John Edwards, who's another flight director. There's a lot of really talented people. Yeah, Mars landing, I think it is. Yeah, Milgy, that sounds about right. Your dream is to get a 737 type rating and fly SpaceX's plane. About to get my commercial rating, so still have a ways to go. That plane is super freaking cool, and it's a 738, if I'm remembering correctly. Flicka mode, yeah, 738. That is like the last great 737 design. After the 738, they switched to the MAX, and the 738 is the best 737 design. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Lars's role is principal Mars landing engineer. That's it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, SpaceX poached a ton of shuttle engineers after the shuttle program, which is super funny, actually. And then they have John Insprucker, who is kind of... I haven't seen him around lately. John Insprucker ran the Evolved Expendable Launch Vehicle program for the Air Force for like 15 years. There's some real talent at that company, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. They have non-symmetrical naming? No, 738 is the short naming convention for a 737-800. Technically, drummer, it's a 737-823. I flew on one the other day. Really nice plane. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. So 738 is the kind of short way of saying 737-823. Yeah, I think John's getting up there, but who knows? Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly, Nikki. They're massive aerospace engineering existence in their top, in the executive. So, guys, it's not like Elon does do his thing, though. He does know the vehicle, and he does help design it. I am adamant on saying this. I know he does. We've heard their meetings inadvertently. That was by accident, but he's definitely there on the chief design decisions. He definitely makes those decisions, and he definitely makes the stakeholder expectations for Falcon. If not Falcon, not anymore. For Starship. He absolutely is 100% involved in the design. I just want to make that very clear, not because I'm trying to defend him or anything, but that's just the facts. That's what he does. He's not stupid. Like, he's definitely involved, and he definitely understands the physics involved as well. I see people trying to take him down a peg or two. You know, they say, oh, he doesn't actually do it. All his engineers do. Well, yeah, of course. He delegates work like any boss does. But he's definitely involved in the design process. That's just facts. Like, you might not like that, but that's what's going on. Here's an organizational chart of SpaceX's leadership. Oh. Yeah, I mean, you needn't look no further than Tim's videos. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. How many of these did I get? I got Elon. Yeah, so he is the CEO. Okay. Brett Johnson, you don't really hear much about. David Harris is the general counsel. That guy has a lot of work to do. Let's see. Yeah, there's John Edwards, right? Kiko's there. Stu Keach is the president of Dragon Engineering. I forgot about him. He is basically on console for every Dragon mission. There's Kiko. I don't know these guys. Phil Alden, the vice president of Starship Production. Matt Dunn is government affairs. Brian Bield, managing director, head of people, operations, and food services. Bro, that guy's probably a super good cook. Jonathan Hofeller, vice president of private astronaut recruitment. All right. All right. Where's Gwen? Why isn't Gwen on this? Charles Quayman? Okay, I'm not saying his name right. Vice President of Material Engineering. Sheila McCorkle is the Vice President of Starship Legal and Regulatory. Oh man, you know Sheila does work, dude. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the amount of work that she has to do? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh God. Dude, that woman is doing work, man. Yeah, that's not the whole thing. Gwen isn't on there, but yeah, it's pretty talented pool of engineers. Brian is an OG employee, worked on Falcon. He's also mentioned in Liftoff. Yep. Seems like everyone on that site has a LinkedIn and Gwen doesn't, so that's probably why. There you go, Rocky. Yep. But anyway, yeah, dude. It was crazy seeing all this stuff up close. There's a picture of Jack doing Starbase Update and Das taking a video of Jack doing Starbase Update has Erebors taking a picture of Das taking a video of Jack who's being videoed for the Starbase Update. How much does Elon do? Not being a jerk, genuinely curious. He sets your stakeholder expectations and design philosophy, dude. That's huge. That's a big part of the whole thing. Like, so he basically says what they want the thing to do and how they're going to do it. He's making key design decisions, like the stainless steel. That was his idea. And the booster catch, that's also his idea. Yeah, dude, to say that he doesn't do work at this company is ridiculous. Like, dude, he's very hands-on, very involved. And frankly, I just don't know how he does it. Balancing it with all the other stuff he does nowadays. I still can't figure that one out. How this guy, like, his ticker's in overdrive all the time. Like, how do you do that, man? Still trying to figure this out. How's he running Tesla, crap posting on X, running SpaceX, and doing all the Rule 8 stuff that he does all at once? How are you doing that? Please teach me how you're doing that so I can manage my time better. Cocaine and Adderall? You know, Norath, I wouldn't be surprised, dude. But, like, I don't think dude, he doesn't seem like he does drugs like that. He just doesn't get that vibe. Like, he strikes me as the kind of guy that doesn't have time for that. Right? Like, he cloned himself. Now, that I'd believe. Microdosing ketamine. Yeah, there is that. We don't know if that's true or not, but he's hanging around with Joe Rogan's. Nah, whatever he does, man, the guy's a master of time management. It's really kind of crazy. You think so, Garfagon? It's the spectrum? I think you're right, man. So cloning isn't off the table. Yeah, did you see him pop one on that first Joe Rogan interview? That guy's never touched weed in his life. Like, he was like, you know, like, what other news do I got? Anyway, yeah, let's keep going. You know, Anyway, so yeah, SpaceX did post these pictures from Flight 7. They are really, really cool. I like that one a lot. You totally hit it like in the movies. Yep. As I understand, it's his choice as much as the idea. Like, the team offer up these things, and he's not inventing them in a vacuum. Yeah, of course, Urban. It's, you know, the group of people that I just showed on the screen are probably helping him out, of course. Like, Chad has helped me come up with some of my best inventions in Kerbal, to be honest with you. I have no shame saying that. Do you think Falcon will get an upgrade at some point? An extended fairing? Sure. I'm curious what you think of the European space program and what they should do. Okay. I give people that aren't Americans crap about a lot of things, okay? I'm mostly kidding, all right? With all that being said, I'm not saying this to start crap login name, if we really want to go there. I'm not saying this to start crap. I'm saying this because I want to see you guys do your best. Look, Europe is a cradle of Western civilization, okay? Like, most of our modern civilization, transport mechanisms, breakthrough inventions, like, a lot was done over here in the States, but a lot of it was done during the Renaissance and into the Industrial Revolution in Europe in the, you know, the latter part of this millennia, let's say. The place is a hotbed for innovation. With all that being said, the best you could do is Ariane 6. Are you freaking kidding me? That's the best Europe can cook up with? I don't believe that for a second. I know you guys can make a better rocket. I know you can make a better rocket than that. That's the best you could cook up. Cook up that piece of junk? It's not a piece of junk, to be honest with you. Ariane 6 is an amazing rocket. If it's 2013, it's an amazing rocket. It's not 2013, it's 2025. You know, like, I understand its regulations. I understand you guys are kind of, your space program is fighting with one hand tied behind its back, and that sucks. That sucks. Because I know you guys can make better than this. And I'm saying this to cheer you on. I'm not saying this because, like, oh, the American space program is better. You know, SLS is a great rocket if it's 1982. Just saying, right? I know you guys can do better. And I know that there's people in Europe that watch this stream. I know you guys are jonesing for it. I know you are. It's just, you just got to find a way to do it. And there are some companies that are making it happen, like PLD. We talked about them at the beginning of Space News. PLD out of Spain. Rocket Factory Augsburg. Great example. Those two leading the way, man. I know you guys can do it. I'm serious. I'm not being a jerk. I know you guys can do better, and I know you will. You just have to, you have one hand tied behind your back. I get it. So that's my honest criticism of the European space program. The ESA has to relieve its chokehold on launch operations for European countries, because that's basically what they have. They have a chokehold on it with Ariane Space and the Ariane Group. And that's not to say that Ariane Group is good or bad. You know, it was born of a time when, you know, commercial rockets weren't really a thing. But if ESA leverages the commercial market like NASA did with Commercial Crew, some really great things could happen. Because I know you guys are smart enough to do this. I know you are. You don't just cook up the Industrial Revolution, you know, and not be able to do this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, not how this works. Telling me the countries that invented the trains, I like those. Those are pretty good. Canals, barges, ships, sailing ships, blue water navies. Telling me you can't cook this stuff up? That's bullcrap. The country that made the first operational rocket. It was not operational for good reasons, but you get the idea. Telling me you can't cook this up? That's bullcrap. I absolutely believe that any country in Europe is capable of having a nice, healthy commercial space program. Absolutely. That's my honest opinion. And I don't say that to be critical. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I know you guys can do it, and I want to see you do it. Where's the European SpaceX, man? That's up for grabs. It's out there. Like, once again, I know there's a lot of regulations. It's a lot more complicated than that. There's a lot more subtlety to it. I get it. I get it. You know? Did you see that RFA got their launch license? I did, Rocky. Those guys, I like RFA a lot. I really do. They gained a lot of respect from me when their rocket just blew up on their pad, caught fire, and burned the whole thing to the ground. And then the next day they were like, we had a fire on the pad. We're testing a new design. We screwed up. It happens. We're gonna figure out exactly what went wrong, and we're gonna freaking fix it. And we will be back to launching sooner rather than later. That's the accountability, and that's what I'm talking about. That's the stones that you freaking need to run a space program correctly. Right? That's good stuff, man. I love RFA because of that. Because they took accountability for their frick up, and then they fixed it. And they got a launch license. Gonna see a launch out of Saxavord, man. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be freaking great. Yeah, Jack, I know. I know. Commercial is the way to buck that trend, dude. That what RFA, what PLD is doing. That's what you need to do. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I know you guys can do it. I know you can. You guys aren't stupid. Look, like, I get it. Take it from a dumb America. I know you guys aren't stupid. You know, any news on the Aussie launch? Nothing right now, Pulse. Yeah, Wiki, that's a shame. Europe wasn't always like that, from what I understand. But honestly, fair criticism. Like I said, I'm not saying this to stir up crap. Like, I give Europeans a lot of crap about it. Like, oh, you know, you use kilometers. That's weird. Like, I do that as a joke. I really don't care what measuring system I use. I don't give a frick. It's just not high on my priorities, you know? Hey, Roy, what's going on, buddy? Reality check. Continental Europe is lacking in good places to launch unless you want to launch polar or retrograde orbits. See, you know what sucks, Admana? There is a really, really great spot to launch rockets in northeast Germany. The problem is that Space Center has a little bit of a crap stain on it, if you catch my drift. Which really sucks. Really sucks. You could also launch from Italy. You could launch from Sicily. If you launch near Syracuse in Sicily, that's a good launch spot. That'll work. You know? Yeah, Peenemünde, where the Germans developed the V2 rocket, is a pretty damn good launch site. That's good enough. It would be good enough to get to the ISS if you fly east out over the Baltic. That would be fine. But also, that was the site that the Nazis used, so I don't think that that's viable in Germany in this day and age. You can, in theory, launch to the Black Sea, but it's also complicated. Ooh. Launching out over the Black Sea would work, but you'd need a launch site in, like, Romania or something, Yuri. It could work, sure, absolutely. No, it's not. Good spots are near the equator. XRL... No, not really. It really depends on what you're trying to do. I don't know how this stigma of, like, oh, it needs to be near the equator. It needs to be near the equator to be a good launch site. No, it really doesn't. It depends on where you're going. Equatorial launch sites are arguably god-awful for trying to get into polar orbits. Yeah, god-awful. Yeah, really bad. Because you're counteracting all that spin that helps you if you're trying to get into a lower inclined orbit. It depends on where you're going, dude. I'm sorry, that's just the truth. That's correct, Dreadsorrel, yep. Peenemünde, however, it's spelled as museum, yeah. Vostochny, Baikonur, they're not near the equator. The Russians, yeah, exactly, Yuri. The Russians deal with that just fine. Only geo really benefits from being close to the equator. Exactly. You don't necessarily need to be close to the equator, but it definitely helps. But if you're trying to get into a polar orbit from a like an equatorial launch site like Kourou or something, that, dude, that's a lot of extra delta V on the rocket. A lot of extra delta V. That 300 meters, or no, not 300. It's 300 to 500 meters a second, depending on your low latitude from there. That is working against you if you're trying to launch into a polar orbit, dude. It's not necessarily the case. If it was up to me, I would take something in low to mid-range latitudes. So anything from like 20 degrees north to 40 degrees north would be perfectly adequate, because it takes a similar amount of delta V to get to polar as it does to get to well, not equatorial, a lower inclination. Yeah. At least for an initial launch. You can always do on-orbit plane changes, utilizing O-berth and ascending nodes, etc., etc. I'd prefer a mid latitude. So like I said, anything from like 20 to 40 would be great. Like 20 to 40 degrees north or 20 to 40 degrees south would be perfect. That's fine. It kind of opens up viability of going anywhere. And if I'm remembering correctly, Peenemünde is like 42 or something. I'd have to look. Plesetsk is more for polar. Exactly, dude. So Peenemünde is up here. It's up in northeast Germany. It's on the coast. See, this was the first space center. Right here. All this kind of chicken scratch that you see in the forest is all launch pads. Yep. And then the factory was over here before the British decided that they didn't want the Germans' factory to be here anymore, and then it ceased to exist. That seems to be a lot of the case towards the end of the war. Yeah, they figured out that that's where the V2 factory is, and they decided it was going to be factory-int. So, yeah. This factory is no more. It has ceased to be. But all their launch pads were over here. All their test launch pads were here, launching east. And we're 54 degrees north. That's a little high, but it's doable. Like, you could launch out here, no problem. So yeah, Europeans could conceivably launch from here, but I don't think they will because of Peenemunde's kind of stained past. Another good place to launch would be south of Syracuse in Sicily, down here. On the Portopalo di Capo Passero. Out here somewhere, you could make a good launch site. Over here, perfect. 36 degrees incline, that's perfect. That's less than Wallops. You could get to the ISS from here easily. Just launch right that way. The factory was thrown into Mount Doom. Yep. Isn't there also a huge bunker there? Oh, there's all kinds of stuff, dude. Would hell in Poland not have sufficient space? It's really not. Nah, you probably wouldn't want to put a space center right here, because Kaliningrad is right there. I wouldn't launch a rocket due east out of hell. That would not be fortuitous for whoever does that. Yeah, we probably shouldn't do that. That's probably not a good idea. Malta would be a good launch site. Sure, absolutely. You have a pretty wide range here. You got to really measure about 800 downrange. Like, so the reason why I say 800 is because a first stage for like a kind of a conventional two-stage rocket would land about 600 kilometers downrange. So Malta wouldn't be good for high inclinations because the first stage would literally come down on Zakynthos right there. And I'm not saying that right. Please don't kill me. Down here, though, you pretty much are afforded any inclination from, I'd say, about 144 degrees to about 81. That's not bad. Not bad. Really, that's not the worst. Malta could work. You are saying it right. All right, cool. That was spot on. Etimos, prosabahorisi. Sweet. How do you, yeah, see, this is the problem. There are ideal launch sites, but if you put a space center here, how the heck are you going to get your rocket to it? Now you're talking about moving rockets by a boat, which is very expensive, which means you need a deep water port. Malta does seem to have that, but okay, great, you got a deep water port. How the heck are you going to get your rocket from there to wherever your launch site is? You could have it come in by plane, but you're still dealing with those logistic problems. This is a very big thing to take into account with space programs because you're dealing with such a wide industrial base. That's why Europe just said, frick it, we're going to launch down here. We're going to launch from Kourou. So that's where all the ESA's current launch sites are, down here. There they are, right there. Because there's just... You know, this makes it so, I mean, it's a little bit complicated because you have to boat the thing across the ocean, but that's not that big of a deal. But you could be in the Russian shoes. The Russians... Okay, so the Russians have a launch site here in Baikonur, right? Which is just east of the Aral, or former Aral Sea, I should say. It's, there. My mouse cursor's right on it. You could have Baikonur. Baikonur is okay. 40 degrees north. You can get to the ISS from there, and you can get to Geo from there with a pretty big rocket. Or you could have Plesetsk, which is up here. Plesetsk is really high. It's 60 degrees north. It's up here somewhere. Plesetsk is good for polar. Baikonur is kind of mid-range. It's pretty good for anything. And then the Russians also have Vostochny, which is over here, which means Eastern Spaceport. Because it's east. Yeah, fun fact. It's over... It's in the Amur Oblast. Over here somewhere. Oh, Vostok. East. What about the island Portugal ones in the center of the Atlantic? You could do it. You just got to have the industrial base there.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Svobodny, Sarajevo, Belogorsk. It's over here somewhere. Dude, Vostochny's out in the middle of bumfrick nowhere. It would be like having a launch site in the middle of Alaska. Hey, Command Racer, Tier 1 5-month resub. Google it? I don't like doing that. I don't like doing that because, no, it's a game. It's like playing GeoGuessr, like reverse GeoGuessr. I'll do it this time, though. Oh, man, I was close. So, yeah, Vostochny is 51 north. It's okay. Yeah, the Russians are building an airport out there. And then over here, you have Soyuz, and that's the Angara launch site that they're building. Any more news? Plenty. Do you know where China launches from? China launches from a bunch of ex-ICBM research facilities over here in Jinquan. It's way out there in the middle of nowhere. It's up here somewhere. They have a launch site over there. Like, it's way out in the Gobi Desert. The reason why they have a bunch of ICBM research facilities here is because they originally put all their rocket research facilities up in the mountains. Because when China really started getting into doing rocket stuff, it was around the Sino-Soviet split in the 60s. So they put all their ICBM stuff up in the mountains because it was pointed at Russia. Or the Soviet Union. Fun fact. Not a lot of people know that. I have that already teed up, Edmana. China's new launch site is on Hainan Island down here. It's down by Vietnam in the Gulf of Tonkin. There's, I think it's called Wenchang, I think, and forgive me, guys, I ain't saying it right. I know I'm not saying that right, but yeah, there it is right there. So this is where Long March 5, their super heavy, or not super heavy, their heavy lift launch vehicle launches from. They got 2 pads right there, and then, that's a big assembly building. So I was about to say 2 assembly buildings, but it looks like they got 4 now. Yeah, China and the Soviets. Yeah, freaking Yuri Khrushchev and Mao didn't like each other. Not a lot of people know that. Like in the West. Yeah, they did not like each other. The China and the Soviet Union in the 60s basically had a huge disagreement about how Marxism should have been implemented. Yeah, I think one of them had a little better understanding of the subject matter than the other, but just personal opinion there. I'm going to be mean. That's just history. You're close. It'd be Wenchang, with A and G being pronounced closer to long. Wenchang? Mao didn't like anyone. Yeah, that's a good point. Yep. Do you know why the U.S. never built a major launch site on many of the islands they own and control, like Omelek, for instance? There is a launch site on Omelek. Well, Kwajalein. Actually, Bill, that's where Von Braun wanted to build the space program. He wanted to build it out at Kwajalein. He wanted to build Complex 39A there. Yeah, that's a true story. That's where he envisioned rockets to be launched from, because it's out in the middle of nowhere. So if it blows up, you don't have to worry about it getting anywhere near anyone. Right? Can you launch from Bulgaria or Romania somewhere? Can you launch over the Caspian, if not the Black Sea? Let me think. Or let me see. They have launched from Kwaj. SpaceX did. All right, so let's see. Out of the Caspian here, Yuri, if I was going to launch from anywhere, it would probably be from Constanta in Romania, like right here. Either that or in Bulgaria, in Varna, or Burgas. These would be good. This would be a good place to launch. Primarily, probably halfway in between Constanta and Varna. Like right here. This would be a good spot for a launch. Oh, no, it wouldn't. Yeah, that's not great, dude. That's not great. You're afforded a range from 81 to 98. That's pretty bad. That's a pretty hard constriction. It could work. Could work. Once again, my kind of note for this is about 600 to 800 kilometers downrange, because that's more or less where your first stages are going to come down, and you don't want them coming down near the shore. So you're basically afforded from about here to about here. And if I was launching out of Bulgaria, I'd be very sure to make sure that my rocket doesn't land over here somewhere near Novorossiysk or Novorossiysk or Sochi or something. You don't want to go over there. That would be bad. And I would just basically not launch any rockets from this area up here for pretty obvious reasons. Now, the Caspian, it's not wide enough, dude. It's not wide enough. The Caspian Sea would be good for a polar launch site out of the very eastern parts of, or the very western parts of Kazakhstan. So if you launch from Aktau right here and launch polar, that would work very well. But you got to be careful because Baku is right there. You don't need rockets landing over here. This is a pretty populated area from what I understand. I know from the Formula 1 race. I'm not going to lie to you. Also, you got to be careful. Yeah, you have to be careful because there's just a Tehran down here. Tehran is not a small city by any means. Yeah, not a small city. Any F-14s lying around? Yeah, you got a bunch of C-130s there. Bunch of 707s. More 707s. Oh, 3 747 SPs. Cool. I want them. Please. Please, can I have those? Old 737s. Those look like Dash 300s if I'm looking at that right. If I had to guess. Anything else? IL-76, another IL-76, 2 more IL-76s. 737s. Oh, those look like MD-80s or something. There's another 7.3. There's a BAE 146. What the hell is that doing there? I think that's a BAE. Anyway, we're just looking at planes now. Where's the good stuff, man? Damn. Another 747. Very nice. Ah! 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 No! What are you doing? Stop it! Stop that! You stop this nonsense now. Stop! Stop it! Stop that! The planes don't deserve that. The planes choose to be happy in the sky, not in pieces on the ground. Was that a pile of planes? That's what it looked like. That's probably where they're storing scrap parts to keep those planes running, if I had to guess. God dang it. Why am I looking at this? I don't want to look at this. Why you guys are making me do this? That's a 747-100 right there. Looks like a couple of... What the heck are those things? 767s? Can't be. Huh. There's all kinds of fun in there. There's another... That's a 747-200. Or it's a 100 or 200, and it looks like it's got a Buc-ee's logo on the back. Just saying. But I don't think a plane in Tehran would have a Buc-ee's logo on the back. I'm just putting it out there. Ooh. Cars. 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 Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to look at 1 second. There's more space here. Just give me 1 second. I want to check something. In op. This looks like Bakalakadakistani Republic. That's a hell of a place for an airfield. Just one more plane, bro. Please, bro, please. That is a pretty damn big city. Holy crap. What's over here? Anything good? Another 7.4. Oh, it's missing some parts. Okay. Yeah, what do we got here? Trains. I like trains. Down here. They got a lot of 747s over there. Got to be at least 30 of them. Jeez. Where are the F-14s, man? What the F-14s? We got to find those. EJ's rocket in plane review. Anyway, let's keep going. So, Jeff Faust here is reporting that the active NASA administrator is Janet Petro, the director of KSC, not Jim Free. With the end of tenures of Bill Nelson and Pam Melroy as NASA administrator and deputy administrator, respectively, Associate Administrator Jim Free is now acting administrator, and Kathy Corner is acting associate administrator. It looks like the White House didn't agree with that, so they put Janet Petro in charge, who's the director of KSC currently. Interesting move. What does it mean? I have no idea. Yep. Nope. I have no freaking clue. So, with that being said, Bill Nelson wrote a letter to the whoever is going to be the 15th NASA administrator here, and I wanted to read you guys the letter. I already read it at the beginning of stream, but I'll read it again now. I think it yeah, I mean, hey, the guy had good taste in planes and mana. What can I say? Okay, so I'm gonna read you Bill's pretty much his outgoing letter, his letter to the next NASA administrator. Let me just open this stuff up there. That's the next news. And I thought you guys would appreciate it. Give me 1 second. It's getting a little toasty in here. Open the door. Mic here is definitely working. Okay. Incoming Kennedy reference. I'm not going to make it this time, Pop, because you said something. Did you see the PLD hardware? Yep. All right, so Office of the Administrator, Mary W. Jackson, NASA Headquarters, Washington, D.C., January 20th, 2025. To the 15th Administrator of NASA. I know about the CL-1201, Archie, yes. To the 15th Administrator of NASA, by the time you read this, you'll have received a gift. A remarkable privilege you now share with 14 others. The extraordinary honor, as Administrator, to stand and serve with the NASA Wizards. From my time on board Space Shuttle Columbia on STS-61C, from my work as the senior senator from the state of Florida, from my decades representing the Great Space Coast, I thought I understood, when I first stood where you stand now, just how remarkable the NASA workforce is. But in the years I've worked with this team, the finest in the world, my admiration for their sense of service, much like NASA's capability to do the impossible, has reached new bounds. The NASA family embodies the can-do spirit that makes our nation exceptional. America's leading humanity back to the moon, onwards to Mars, and into a golden age of space exploration. The Artemis campaign has taken to the heavens. Once. The James Webb Space Telescope has opened its eyes to unveil the secrets, wonders, and majesty of the universe. New things are possible, and more things are possible. That's thanks not only to the spectacular science and marvelous technology at our fingertips, so much of which is made in America. It's thanks to the power and promise of NASA's partnerships with great American companies and great nations. Powered by these commercial and international partnerships, NASA will continue to propel American leadership and American values forward, on Earth, in the skies, and in the stars. These last 4 years, and steps we've taken to power NASA as an indispensable pillar in American innovation, ingenuity, and imagination, have led to the framework that my team and I have left for you. This is the framework we built from my predecessor, just as my predecessor built on the framework that came before his. That tells you something about NASA. There's a continuity of purpose at the beating heart of this agency that we rarely see anywhere else. It speaks to NASA's power to unite us as Americans. How does NASA unite us? Through the people of NASA. Listen to them. Trust in them. They understand to their core how to make the impossible real in our time. Just as one man did when he said the words, "We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard." There's special power that space has, that NASA has, to bring together the nations of the Earth.
when we come from different parties, or whether we come from different parties or from different continents, we find common ground when we look to the stars. For we go to space to learn the secrets of the universe, but in the process, we learn about something else. We learn about ourselves. That was something I saw when I looked back at our Earth from the window of a spacecraft. As I orbited the Earth, I saw a beautiful, colorful, magnificent creation suspended in nothing. And when I looked back at our home, I didn't see borders, I didn't see racial division, I did not see religious division, I did not see political division. I saw that we're all in this together, as citizens of planet Earth. How rare is it to find a place like NASA, a place whose mission is nonpartisan and whose support is bipartisan. And because NASA keeps that truth at the center of its work, I was moved by the camaraderie, respect, and support we received from our allies in Congress. I hope you revel in your time at NASA. When you walk the halls and the lots, the control rooms and the assembly buildings, the laboratories and the runways of this special space agency. When you marvel at the new spacecraft, aircraft, possibilities, and dreams taking shape. When you gaze out at the launch pads at the Kennedy Space Center and see in one grand sweep the sites where Friendship 7 and Apollo 11 took to the heavens, where Artemis 1 took to the heavens, and where the next Artemis missions will return American astronauts of a new century to the surface of the moon. When you think of the astronauts we have lost and a great cause of exploration we carry forward in their memory, when you take that in panorama, you get a view that might be one of the rarest sights on Earth. You can see, with unusual clarity, the past and the future at the same time. And the past and the future meet right here at NASA, and here in this room, where this letter has now reached you. I say this not to elevate the importance of the office of the administrator, but to reframe it. We are merely temporary stewards of this extraordinary space agency. Humanity's dream in the stars is bigger than any of us, bigger than any one person, any one nation, and any one generation. The work we do, the missions we launch, they transcend the length of a single administration and a single administrator. We work for the pioneers who came before us and the adventurers who will come after us. Our job, I believe, is to leave this space agency even better than we found it. For it is children, the students of the Artemis generation, that will lead our world into a spectacular new future. And our job is to show them the way. Our job is to lift them as they ride into the stars. As a former administrator, as a proud American, I'm rooting for you. Your success is NASA's success, and NASA's success is the nation's success. I am at your service to help in any way that I can. Here at NASA, humanity's capacity to discover and America's capacity to lead shines bright. May you and the NASA team lead our world to new dazzling and new dreams. May you sail on the cosmic sea to far-off cosmic shores. Onward and upward, Bill Nelson. It's pretty good, man. It's a pretty damn good speech. Pretty damn good letter. So, Bill's out and Pam's out, and we'll see. The nomination for NASA administrator is Jared Isaacman, and whenever his confirmation happens, as much as I don't want to show a Senate confirmation meeting on the stream, we'll probably watch it. I hope you guys appreciate it. I found that speech, that letter to be pretty poignant. It was, it's pretty good, man. You know, Bill did what he could with what he had. You know what I mean? Like, that's my honest opinion. There were times where I really didn't like how he was running things, but in retrospect, it could have been worse. Could have been way worse. You know? Could have been way worse. Is the Senate that abrasive? No, it's just people see politics on the screen, OTAN, and they go bananas. It makes them go Looney Tunes. Curious, is there a requirement for the NASA administrator to be an astronaut? No. No. I would say, just as a matter of record here, that at at a point during Bill's tenure, the number 1, number 2, and number 3 at NASA all have flown into space. So Bill Nelson flew on STS-61C. Pam Melroy, the second in charge, flew the shuttle multiple times. And at one point in time, Bob Cabana was the third in charge at NASA, who also flew the shuttle multiple times, which is actually pretty cool. Yeah, can't say that that was ever a thing before. Number 1, number 2, and number 3 at NASA, all being astronauts, or have flown into space. 2 of them are astronauts. That's pretty good, man. Jared was referred to the CST committee, and Trey, you emailed your senator, and it seems the planned date is in February per them. Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, if Jared Isaacman gets confirmed, he's been to space twice. Oh, I knocked over my cowbell, boy. He's been to space twice, on Inspiration 4 and on Polaris Dawn, which are 2 ballsy freaking missions for what they are. As an Earthling, that brought a tear to your eyes. Pretty good speech. For the sake of your sanity and ours, please only show highlights of the confirmation. I come here to precisely avoid... Yeah, well, Edmana, I'm probably going to watch it. And if it's during stream, I'll probably have it on, and I'll probably put chat in emote-only mode for that time. I want to be there, and I want to listen to it for continuity's sake. I do not want somebody's regurgitated clips and highlights of said confirmation. I want to see the whole thing uncut from front to back. Or as the Marines would say, tip to butt. You know. Pause. I don't want anybody disseminating space news to me. That's my job to do for you. You know what I mean? Okay. So I tip my cap to Bill. Thank you for your work as the NASA administrator, and onwards and upwards. Let's go. With that being said, we'll keep going with some NASA stuff here. There's some pretty good stuff. First of all, we'll start with this. Check this out. This footage is coming from Johnson Space Center in Texas. Burb. That's burb. That's Texas. That's okay. Of course you do this segment now. I'm AFK making food. Snowing in Texas, so hell is frozen over? Uh-oh. Not touching that one. Just came back to dinner. What happened to space news? What do you mean, what happened to space news? I'm just showing you Johnson Space Center and burbs. All right, fine. We'll go to the next thing. NASA EGS has completed the next step of the Mobile Launcher 2 assembly by crowning the first vertical section of the mobile launcher of ML2. Pretty cool. Yeah, baby. That Saren's crane right there, the CC-8800, was at Boca Chica. That one was being used to... that crane was at Starbase, and it was used to assemble the second tower. That's all this freaking crane does. All that crane does is build launch pads. You know what? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. All it does is build launch pads. I tell you what it's in the business of, boys and girls. It's in the business of building launch pads. Let me tell you, business is booming. Pretty good. Pretty cool, man. I mean, this is not a light thing to move in one shot. It's just assembling a skyscraper like you'd assemble like an erector set. Grayson, you have no words. What is this? I don't know what this is. Oh dear. Why would you think would want to see a Linus Tech Tips review about an amulet that claims to block 5G signals from taking over your brain? Creation, in what world? You know me. In what world would I want to cover this in any way, shape, or form on this stream? Hit play for 30 seconds. No, I don't think I will. What does that register anywhere with the type of stuff, the type of information I purvey on this stream in any way, shape, or form? I'm just asking, man. I'm just wondering. Like, I'm just putting it out there, man. Like, this is what I'm about. The crane building the rocket pad thing. That's this is a 2025 Mobile Launcher 2, and it is a gigantic launch pad that moves all the way from the assembly building to the launch site to launch one of the world's most powerful rockets. And today I'm going to review it, and then I'm going to give it an EJ score. Anyway, I'll look at that video later, okay? Not here, though. Man, it launches a rocket that doesn't exist. Yeah, right. This. So they're working on Mobile Launcher 2. That's good. You got to stack probably like, I don't know, like 10 more of those. Actually, it's probably not 10. It's like 6. But did you just pull a Doug? Doug the Doug. This, I'm going to Doug it, and then I'm going to Doug it a Doug score. Doug. Anyway. Next bit of news here is also coming from KSC. They're working on the umbilical separation. This is the umbilical separation mechanism for the exploration upper stage, or the EUSU, exploration upper stage umbilical test. They're testing the retraction mechanism, which is pretty neat. You can tell it's separated because of the way it is. Is this a GoPro? It's a GoPro. It's a GoPro, isn't it? Yeah, it's a GoPro Sundance Film Festival. So, that's cool. This seems to be a pretty high fidelity article here. So, this is for the exploration upper stage, which is SLS Block 1B's bigger upper stage, which needs to be made like now. It actually probably should have been made like 5 years ago, but you know, whatever. Better late than never, I guess. Why does it have to separate so quickly right at liftoff? Couldn't it do that a few seconds before? If you separated it a few seconds before Daytao and the rocket launch scrubs, then you have to send somebody out there to go and hook it back up again. You need a VAB to hook that thing back up again. Just make it separate at the last second. It makes it a lot easier. If there's a scrub, the umbilicals won't separate. These umbilicals are attached by hand, guys. Yeah, they're attached by hand inside of the VAB. So, yeah, you really want to wait until the absolute last second so you can recycle the rocket in case it scrubs. Something something SLS, something something scrub, something something Artemis 1. What hole does that QD connect to? Oh, that's right. It connects to the square hole. See? That's right. It connects to the square hole. Hey, anybody here that works in like oil and gas industries, how much do you think that braided steel hose is? How much do you think per foot is that braided hose? Probably expensive. How does the quick disconnect connect? Magnets? No. It's a latching mechanism. About 350. Yep. I don't know. Looks over-engineered. You look over-engineered, okay? There you go, Jack. You look over-engineered. Now what? Now what? Now what are you going to do? Can you guys imagine if Jack Frodo had a low taper fade? Can you imagine? Yeah, you want to play this game with me? Play this game. You don't want to play this game with me. You got. I've been got. Too much for us to buy. Yeah, that's right. Dzień dobry, Cesare. Dobry bye. Why is Polish thing on this stream all of a sudden? Like, I'm not mad. It's just... Jak smash. I'm speaking it awfully. I know that I'm not speaking it right, but you guys are still understanding me, so hey, whatever, you know. That's awful, predominant. That's awful. All right. Anyway, we got another thing from EGS here. They've been working on the forward segments of the SRBs for Artemis 2. I don't want any promo music because YouTube will mute it. You speak it very well. Dziękuję. So, no, this is not a tree fort. This is actually the forward segment of the 5-segment solid rocket booters. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, bird. Pierogi. The bird. What kind of furred we looking at here? Oh, dude. F450. F450. Crew cab. Long flatbed. Low taper flatbed, baby. All right. Imagine if your F450 had a low taper flatbed. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Plot twist. SLS Block 1B Benz ML2. Yeah, maybe. That's first on race day, Sorden. It's an F450, dude. Yeah. It was an F450. I'll be honest with you, NSF needs one of these. NSF needs, for Boca Chica operations, they need one of those. See? F450. This would be super useful, but a 450 is 10 lug. It's probably a 4x2 with a dually. We need a 4x4. We need a quad cab utility bed 4x4. Do you know how Dodge Ram got his name? Dodge the father. I am not finishing that on stream. It was, let's just say Dodge got its name because it was named after John and Horace Dodge, who founded it in, like, what is it, 1907? Because they didn't want to be a AAA parts supplier for Ford because they thought Henry Ford was a shrewd piece of crap. So they founded Dodge Brothers. Let's just go with that explanation over what Dream said. And if you're in YouTube chat, just forget the last 15 seconds happened, okay? Okay. All right. Excellent. Moving on.
Oh, this is Space.
Why did you give him a sub? Why did you do this? Why, gods? Why? Wouldn't that truck be bad in the sand with no weight over the back? That's why you need 4x4 Katra, yeah. You didn't dodge that sub. More power to you. Oh, God. God. Just. Next news. Firefly Aerospace. 6 days into our mission, we've traveled 220,000 miles while downlinking 1.4 gigabytes of data. That's a long road. There's a long road ahead, but our ghost riders on the storm have already accomplished so much. Hashtag BGM1. Mission operations animations courtesy of ANSYS STK and LSAS
I'm in
Tech.
space.
So this is Firefly's Blue Ghost lander. This Blue Ghost lander was launched on the Blue Ghost Hakuto R Falcon 9 mission that was on the 15th. We did cover that on stream. It was a blur, but we did cover it. It is one of two lunar landers that was launched on that Falcon 9, Hakuto R being the other one. Pretty cool. We got two lunar landers in transit out to the moon as we speak. And Firefly gave us an update on one, which is, you know, that's pretty neat. How neat is that? That's pretty neat. Nova Raptor gifted a sub to Bill Nelson. Well, I tell you, Nova, the proof is in the pudding. It is gifting a sub on this stream is as easy as falling off a log. Anyway, pretty good stuff. Now, the next bit of news is not necessarily rocket stuff. It's plane stuff. Do you want a Starlink just jerry-rigged into your plane cockpit? Boom Aerospace might be, Boom Supersonic might be the company for you then. So Boom Supersonic, they're out there doing tests with their XB-1 which is a civilian supersonic jet. Right now it's just a single seater with 3 engines, but they basically hotwired a Starlink to their fighter jet with 3D printed mounts, which is pretty neat. Is that an NA Miata? That's an NA Miata. Nice. Nice. All right. Miata is always the answer. Yeah, Bill, I want to buy a fun car. Miata. Yeah, but I want to make sure that it could be also used as a Miata. Yeah, but I really also want to make sure that I can daily drive Miata. Yeah, but I want to make sure that I could also take it to the track and maybe do a time attack with it, Miata. Greatest sports car ever made. It really is. It really is. No, it's a 2-seater. Off-road, Miata. I've seen people put lift kits on those things, to be honest with you. There's the XB1 right there. And then that looks like a 2-seater T38 over there. The 7-1 shampoo of cars. So what was Boom up to here? The Starlink connection, XB1 flight test harness, satellite internet streaming. With the help from a vintage Mazda... Don't call an NA vintage ever again, Boom. Why would you do this? Boom deploys Starlink during XB1 flight tests. Written by Nick Shirka, Chief Flight Test Engineer. All right. Got a little blog post here. What's the next big thing in flight test? My bet is Starlink. The satellite constellation that provides broadband internet access worldwide. Through our team's preliminary test on the XB1 program, we've seen a preview of how Starlink could be a significant enabler of greater efficiencies in manned aircraft flight testing. We could see the possibility of a whole new world for flight test telemetry. Here's how the XB1 team adapted a $500 Starlink mini antenna to live stream from our Northrop T-38 chase aircraft, allowing our entire team to see each flight in real time. No shit. Dude, that's super cool. Yo! Your dream car is an R34? I like R32s, Hermit. I like R32s. R32 is like my top 3 in my top 3 cars. At the very top of the list is a 1967 Ford Mustang, or 68 Ford Mustang Fastback GT 390 with a top loader and a 9-inch sure grip rear end, or True Track, or whatever the hell Ford's Posit Traction is. That's my top car. Right behind that is a 1970 Dodge Charger SE, or not an SE, Dodge Charger RT with a 440 Magnum and an A833 behind it with an 8 3/4 posi rear end. And then number 3 is a 1989 R32 Skyline. Those are like my top 3. Anyway. Flight test data challenge. Anyone who's tried to upload a massive file knows moving data takes time. But when it becomes mission critical to receive that data in real time from an aircraft tens or even hundreds of miles away, designing the instantaneous link to the team on the ground, referred to as telemetry, is a challenge. Track lock, there you go. Someone say RX-7? They want a 69 Charger. I like the 70. I don't like the split grill Gold Falcon. Yeah, I said it. Sorry. I like the 68 grill and the 69's taillights. And that's what a 70 is. It's a Dodge Charger with a 68 grill and 1969 taillights. Ooh, a 22B Archie. Exquisite taste. At Boom, our team is on a mission to integrate technology faster, using existing certified technology to create airliners that fly twice as fast and leveraging modern technology to perform previously arduous tasks in smarter and more efficient ways. Man, if you were playing corporate word bingo, you just won. The same applies to the XB-1 flight test program, which lays the foundation for Overture, our supersonic commercial airliner. Telemetry is an aspect of flight test we identified as ripe for improvement, and with the help of a Starlink mini antenna, we surpassed even our own expectations. Bold typeface. This isn't the first time Starlink has been used to expand what's possible, but it is almost certainly the first time anything close has been demonstrated using less than $1,000 in equipment in 2 weeks. Sorry, that's the voice that came to mind. The chase plane use case. With the XB-1 flight test campaign nearly complete in 2024, the team had one nice-to-have wish list capability, live streaming from our chase aircraft, a T-38. Boom flies every test mission with another aircraft ready to support XB-1. Whether providing an extra set of eyes to help manage airspace or quickly identify an oil leak, hey, if it's not leaking, that means it's got no oil in it, okay? The value of having a second set of eyes airborne is well understood. Well before the first flight, we discussed a potential live video feed into the control room and ruled it out as unnecessary to the mission. Yet, live eye-in-the-sky training can benefit members of the XB-1 team and aviation community who are not directly present during the flight tests. With this in mind, we decided to pursue a live video feed, but would scrap the project if it risked compromising the mission's safety. That's definitely a 3D printed mount for what it's worth. Summary, EJ needs Starlink to go on the road to report on space news. 1, a 52 D100. Nice, FX. 2, 71 Hemi Cuda 4-speed. Nice. 3, 1980 RX-7. Very nice. Great. Very good. Very good. You have very good taste in automobiles, yeah. Very good. Wunderbar. I don't know why German, but anyway. Okay, adapting a Starlink antenna for a T-38. We elected to get our hands on a Starlink mini antenna and see what was possible. We worked with SpaceX to pair the mini antenna with an aviation data plan, presumably removing software speed caps. However, the question remained, would this modest antenna work at high speeds and changing altitudes? It would have to, or the idea would quickly disappear. We had no intention of modifying the T-38 in a non-reversible way. No holes drilled, no wiring hacked into. Good call. While there are aviation-rated antennas available for Starlink, they were physically much larger and simply wouldn't work with our T-38. The Mini was the only antenna that could fit into the T-38's rear cockpit, allow for an occupant of that seat, and not impede the safe operation of the aircraft or the ejection seat. Oh my goodness. This is super cool. Testing on the ground, the Mazda Miata experiment. For our first test, we went very low tech. You might say we went retro. We aimed to ensure that there were no basic configurations or setup gotchas that could be cheaply and quickly learned on the ground before investing in the cost of flying our T-38. We're also curious about the antenna performance sensitivity at different angles. While advertised as being able to work in motion, we initially assumed that meant modest speeds as the system appeared to be targeted at a recreational market. Starlink uses a phased array antenna design. While quite sophisticated, for a deep dive into how they work, here's an excellent primer. No data was available on the system at anything above highway speed, so our goal was to confirm the firmware did not have hard-coded limits that would disable the device. And that diminutive phased array device was up to task. We used a low-tech, low-cost test platform. My personal project car, a 95 Miata, capable of greater than 100 miles an hour, but not much more. If I expected to perform this test legally driving the Miata, the nation's highway system would not be a good choice. Instead, we obtained permission to test on Mojave Air and Spaceport's 2-mile-long runway in Mojave. Oh, this is ridiculous. This guy just used this as an excuse to do a standing mile start for his Miata. Dude, because how often do you get the chance to put your car on a strip of road and just gun it? This is ridiculous. Oh, low-tech solution, my butt. You definitely wanted to drive that thing. You wanted to punch it and drive that thing down the runway. Oh, yeah, it's a Starlink test. Whatever. Germany played a crucial role in developing the car. Yeah, that makes sense. Someone's jelly. All right, maybe a little bit, Tavern, okay? Well, the test cards below were primarily made in jest. We took the operation seriously and set clear safety limits and recovery action. We varied inclination and azimuth angles while driving at greater than 100 miles an hour down the runway, measuring download and upload speeds and latency. Each test took almost a minute to execute, so we had to take numerous runs, all in the name of science, of course. Some days are more fun at work than others. This is awesome. This is so good, dude. I love Boom. I love Boom because they do stuff like this. This is cool, man. This is great. Yes. November Alpha Mike X-Ray 5, taxi 2 and hold short runway 1A, runway 18. Contact tower. Altimeter 299er2. What's the name of the test? What did they name it? MT-01, Starlink Motion and Inclination Test Angle Assurement. Starlink Miata. God damn it.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
That's sick, dude. That's so cool. Surprisingly, the system performed well when pointed in any direction other than 90 degrees relative to the horizon, zero inclination. We consistently saw more than 10 megabits per second, and in many cases, significantly higher upload speeds. It was comparable to our speed with the XB1's installed $150,000 telemetry system at about 100 miles. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Starlink presumably has no distance or altitude constraint, weighs less than 10 pounds fully up, and can easily fit into the cockpit of a Miata or a T-38. Wow. Not bad. Not bad at all. Wow. It really doesn't say much for the people that made that. Your telemetry system cost 150 G's. Your Starlink costs $1,000. Okay. The Starlink mini system worked at over 100 miles an hour. How about more than 700? Would it work in an airplane that is consistently changing its attitude all the time? First, an effort was conducted to design a robust and flight-worthy installation for the mini antenna. With the aft cockpit chosen as the location, the design considered ease of installation and removal, upward visibility to the sky, and quick stowability, a hinge design that attaches with industrial suction cups to the transparency above the instrument panel was manufactured on a 3D printer. Boom, called
this is
it.
space. I'm in space.
Next, we mounted the mini antenna, a battery, a circuit breaker, and a basic battery health monitoring equipment within the custom 3D printed bracket. What? Here's the design we used. Feel free to download it and build one yourself for your own T-38. No way. Yes! That's awesome! Yes! Dude, I want it. Yes! Dude, yep, okay. Let me just take this. I need this. I need it. I need it for reasons. I'm just gonna put that over there and just yep. Yep. I'm buying a Starlink. I'm buying that V2 Mini. I'm gonna put that in my truck. Dude, put it under the rearview mirror. It's such a good idea. That's so smart. Now, what I really want to see is if they hotwired the Mini eventually, if they hotwired it into the T-38's power systems. Link, please. Okay. Don't kiss of death printables, okay? Dude, that's so cool. That's awesome. Then you could drive to Boca and stream the entire trip. Yes! How long until the USAF uses something for pilot training? Yes. Okay. We flew it up to Mach 0.9 plus while maneuvering. Again, performance stayed strong. We then live streamed from the T-38 for the final test during a simulated supersonic XB-1 mission using a Mirage F1 as a stand-in. The ground team watched the uninterrupted real time of what a chase pilot saw at 34,000 feet at Mach 1.1 while chasing the target test aircraft. Dude, that's so cool. Oh my goodness. Despite having built up to this test and understanding how the system works, that moment stands out. I was completely amazed just to how far technology has come. I was simply in awe of what we were doing at such a low barrier of entry, tremendous capability at orders of magnitude less cost and effort. Bro, that's so cool. Telemetry and why it matters. Before diving deeper into Boom's telemetry system, here's why connecting these vast amounts of data to the ground in real time is crucial during flight testing. The Wright brothers were the first flight test engineers and test pilots. In December of 1903, they flew without a pen and paper for note-taking. They relied on memory alone to track their actions of the aircraft's response. Only one photograph exists to document this historic feat. So that's what those F1s I saw on Flight Radar were doing. Oh, cool. Since then, flight testing has advanced dramatically, generating enormous amounts of digital data used to prove performance and guide further testing. Modern flight test campaigns produce massive amounts of data, most of which fall into two primary categories. Data required, DR. These parameters must be recorded to avoid repeating tests. They can create hundreds of gigabytes or terabytes of data per hour stored within onboard computer hard drives. Engineers analyze this data for hours or even days after completing the flight test mission, but there's no urgent need for the data in real time. Safety critical, SC. These parameters must be monitored in real time to ensure that tests can be conducted safely. For example, monitoring airspeed during a high-speed dive test ensures the aircraft does not exceed its safety limits. A third, less formal data type is video, which provides high situational awareness for conditions that are difficult to capture through raw numeric data. Re-entering a spacecraft, for instance. Maybe that right there? What use that? Starlink. That's right, it goes in the square hole. Video can be hugely informative when paired with the recording digital parameters. It can also provide otherwise missing context. Live real-time video is usually reserved for situations where quick assessment of dynamic situations, such as takeoff and landing, is helpful. It's also used when video capability is the focus of the test. When an aircraft has numerous safety-critical parameters, one pilot alone can't monitor all of them. Control rooms staffed with engineers allow for real-time oversight of these parameters. However, This demands a reliable, real-time data link between the aircraft and the ground. After an aircraft program identifies the need for a real-time airborne telemetry system, the first significant design choice is whether to own the entire infrastructure end-to-end or leverage an external network. Commercial aerospace projects use proprietary line-of-sight radios or rely on cellular networks or satellite communications, SATCOMs, when operating far from home base. Before diving deeper into Boom's telemetry system, here's why connecting these vast amounts of data to the ground in real time is crucial during flight testing. Cellular networks. This is technically feasible, but often limited by coverage gaps in remote flight test areas. Regulatory rules, analogous to being forced to put your phone in airplane mode, also complicate airborne use. Traditional SATCOM. This is effective, but tends to have high latency due to geostationary satellites 22,000 plus miles away. Substantial upfront hardware and recurring subscription costs. Despite the drawbacks, many large aerospace companies use traditional SATCOM and accept that these high costs in return for reliable long-range coverage. They may pair that system with a line-of-sight radio link that can supplement the operation when close to home base. During XB-1's early development in 2018, we identified the optimal telemetry system for our campaign. Given its 100 to 200 mile anticipated max range, we used the line-of-sight radio system. Boom developed a telemetry system with two S-band radios, Silvus Technologies, onboard XB-1 and a complementary S-band radio, short-band, mounted to a high-gain antenna at our ground station. XB-1 communicates over these radios on a private Ethernet network, essentially making our control room an extension of its onboard avionics. Early in XB-1's build, we tested the system. We were highly impressed with the results for the cost and time invested. With the equipment mounted to my home-built experimental aircraft, oh, so Nick just built his own plane. As one does. Sky Miata. Yeah. Oh, his grandfather is also a World War II ace fighter pilot in the Pacific Theater. With a P-38, baby. Very nice. It's a kit. Yeah. Oh, dude, he did it. Dude, he Clecoed the hell out of that thing. That's awesome. Yo. Pretty cool, man. Dude, this guy's a badass, dude. Stay up to speed. No, I'm good. We demonstrated 2 to 5 megabits per second bandwidth at over 200-mile range and the ability to stream live high-definition video. We further refined this telemetry system, which ultimately became part of what we used for XB-1's flight test program. The cost was close to $150K, and we used it whenever we needed it with no monthly service charge. This was our homegrown, scrappy approach. Similar commercially available plug-and-play options were available somewhere north of $1 million. Before diving deeper into Boom's telemetry system, here's why connecting these vast amounts of data to the ground in real time is crucial during a flight test. This man is not real. Dude, this guy's cool, man. You know what the crazy thing about this, Vargon? There's thousands of people out there like Nick, which is pretty cool. All equally as badass as this dude. Like, there's plenty of super talented engineers in this damn country. It's pretty awesome, man. There's thousands of us. Millions of us. Engineers are everywhere. I'm not an engineer. But also, I play one on Twitch, so that's good. I once assumed SpaceX used custom hardware for its rocket launches, which enabled capabilities that were out of reach for aviation startups. Instead, the XB-1 team, a Mazda Miata, and a $500 Starlink mini antenna, and an on-demand data plan gave serious competition to legacy telemetry solutions. SpaceX and Starlink have already demonstrated far more impressive feats than our test, such as live broadcasting from a re-entering Starship engulfed in plasma on the opposite side of the planet. Other SATCOM systems also have supported aviation for decades, but the crucial difference is the small form factor. affordability, and simplicity, now available off the shelf. Starlink's low latency, low cost approach is poised to democratize real-time connectivity for flight test campaigns. Whether the application streams from a video from a chase plane or transmits safety-critical data to control rooms, this technology could open new possibilities and efficiencies in aircraft development and testing. With further demonstration of its repeatable reliability for safety-critical flight test telemetry, Starlink might change the game for future flight test efforts and other small aerospace ventures worldwide. Super cool. That's awesome. Just hold it. It's fine. Oh, that's so cool, man. No flight video soon. Can we hit the play button? Nope. Look at the fall off after 50 miles, dude. You see that? Actually, that's about, what is that, 62 miles. After 100 kilometers, it falls off really badly. Interesting. Cool. I love how Boom shows all this stuff. That's super neat. Also, that's a Starlink V2 Mini just hot wired inside of a T-38. That's really freaking cool, man. That's really cool. Hey, Bastardo, what's up, man? Dude, that mount is definitely printable. I'm gonna have to get my 3D printers ready to go. We should print that. I should print that and put it in the car. Partially due to signal strength and line of sight. Yeah. It's excellent adventure setup on steroids. Yeah, it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Actually, Ernok, you know where that would really be good? On the back window. On the back window of the truck. Outside. Like, you put that on the back window outside and maybe cover it in perspex or something. Make an enclosure for it on the back and stick it to the window. It's actually a really good idea. Too bad you don't have any sunroofs. That would work great. Yeah. Yeah. Gonna have to think. Gonna have to think about how we want to do this. Don't use PLA. Yeah. They also lifted some hardware from McMaster Car. If you look at the link on Printables, dudes, they have all of their setup from McMaster Car and all of the part numbers. That's super cool, dude. That's super cool. So how amazing was it seeing a rocket get a hug? You tell me.
Yes!
That's what I saw, dude. Total FOMO, congrats on seeing it live. Apocalypse, the next flight is not that far away, dude. Go and see it. I'm telling you. Stop convincing yourself not to, and just go and see this. It is... Yeah, Ivan, hold on. Mira. Here. I'm just hold up. This is the part you gotta see, okay? No. Mira.
Aquí.
Oh, this is space. I'm in space.
Here we go. We can see the globe. Fly, baby, fly.
Come on. Do the thing, do the thing. Yes, come on.
Seeing some vapor on it.
So good, dude. It's so good. I can't stop watching it.
Oh,
Come on, baby.
come on, light it up. Yeah.
We got a light.
It's coming down, it's coming down.
Come on.
Oh, it's slowed way down. Down to 3 engines.
Come on, bring it on home.
Dancing over there like it's nothing.
Come on, baby.
Yes!
Oh my. Oh my goodness.
How was it, man? That's how it was, dude. Replay, replay, replay. All right. Dude, that is so cool, man. I can't get, dude, I watched it probably like 40 times here on stream. I can't get over it, man. That is so freaking cool. Just, yeah. Son of a... Jeff, dude, look at that. It's so cool. Oh my goodness.
Come on, baby.
Come on, light it up. Yeah.
We got a light.
It's coming down, it's coming down.
Come on.
End of the year, Vargon.
Oh, it's slowed way down. Down to 3 engines.
Come on, bring it on home.
Bring it on home. Yes. I know, Christian. It's so freaking cool, dude.
Come on, baby.
Look at that. That exists. That's something, dude.
Yes. Oh my. Oh my goodness.
Just what the hell, man?
Oh my goodness.
They caught a booster again. Yeah, right? It's so easy to look at it and you don't understand how big it is. Dude, it's massive. That's a 22-story building. The tower is 52 stories tall. The pad deck is 5 stories off the ground, man. I just do it again. All right.
We can see the globe.
All right. Did you get close to it before flight? I'll show you. This is 5.8 miles away.
Come on. Do the thing, do the thing. Yes, come on.
Seeing some vapor on it.
Oh,
Come on, baby.
come on, light it up. Yeah.
We got a light.
It's coming down, it's coming down.
Come on.
Oh, it's slowed way down. Down to 3 engines.
Come on, bring it on home.
Dancing over there like it's nothing.
Come on, baby.
Yes!
Oh my.
That looks so wrong. It looks so wrong. That just ain't that boy ain't right. That booster ain't right, boy. I tell you what. Here, you want to see how close I got? I'll show you. How's that? I took that picture. Is that close enough? How loud was the hot staging ring booms? You could hear it, Vargon. The hot staging ring booms sounded like Falcon 9's cracks. It sounded like Falcon 9 booms. The super heavy boom, you felt it, dude. It knocked you back a little bit. Yeah, this is about 300 meters from the pad. Yeah, how's that for close?
This is the pic from the dunes, chicken. Yeah, exactly. This is from Danger Dune. Like I said, we could here. Let me load up Erebors' pictures. I'll show you. That's where I took that picture. There's me and Das. No, this is actually, you can get closer. There's a fence that SpaceX put up, basically right where the mouse cursor is. I didn't have time to get up close like that. You could probably get about 100 meters from the pad if you really want to. There's Das shooting, Jack shooting Starbase update. Danger Dune. I'm still in awe that we can catch a 22-story flying building out of the sky. It is wild, dude. It is just... this is the hotel roof where we saw it. You could see the rocket out there. That's what we saw. That's where this was filmed from. Dude, it's just... I can't believe it. Can't believe that happened. Yeah, also I helped Jack with the Starbase update. Are you going to feel left out during Flight 8 with NSF? Journey, I have a feeling that this is not the last NSF cast that I'm going to do for Starship for them. Spoiler alert. When they announced they were going for ship catch, will you go again? Absolutely. Yeah, guys, I don't know if you've watched, like, past Starship casts for NSF. Like, I don't know if you guys watched, like, Flight 6 or Flight 7 and compared this. Yeah, we hit it out of the park. I'm really proud of what we did with the Flight 7 cast. I'm really proud of it. Did you catch this morning's Falcon 9 launch? Yeah, I've been streaming since that launch, dude. Yeah, 400th landing for Falcon 9 today on the 11-8 mission with booster 1082. 10th flight. Yeah. Yeah, we're probably doing more. We're probably doing more, probably be doing more stuff. I'll probably be making more appearances at Poca. Also, see, there's the shot of Mr. Yak. See, hold up. See, there's Mr. Yak. That's taking a picture of Mr. Yak. Here is Mr. Yak. And then I won't show you the entire update, but let's just say it got a little dark and Jason held his phone up to Jack, which is why he's getting light from here despite the sun setting over here.
Modify Ship 34 to whatever they think is necessary after this flight. Test it, test Booster 15 if that is indeed the next one to fly, then roll them out for integrated testing. Guy. That's quite a list. We'll see what they end up doing. Until then, thanks for watching, and don't forget, be excellent to each other.
I'm Jack Byer, and this is your Starbase Update.
All right, I'm ready to record. What are you doing? Oh! Stop it!
See, I helped. Did you see that? I helped. See, I helped. Yes, Jack, you did. Yeah. That's not Yak. See, I was helping. It was yeah, I was helping there. No yakking in chat. Oh, sorry. Oh dear. Fun times. Yeah, guys, I have a bunch of pictures that I took around Starbase and stuff. I should probably share them. No yakking. Sorry. It was a phone light, Yannick, yeah. Look, I found him in the wild. Oh, that is a very nice yak. Guys, I want you to see the difference.
And don't forget, Test booster.
Okay, back it up. See, there is yak, and then there is yak. See? Yak and yak. Yak and yak. Do you see the resemblance? Very nice. Did you see any fans at Boca? We had people coming up to us, May. Yeah, all the time. Damn it, I'm eating yak and yak. I can't see the difference. Sorry. Second yak that got too close to Flame Trench, yes. He is an original yak. Okay, I think we're done. This is the same picture. Like how Chris B is horse. Yes. Yes. Yak. Yak. And yak. Jack's gonna kill me, dude. He's gonna freaking kill. He's gonna be so pissed. He's gonna be like, why are you comparing me to a large ox animal? Stop it. If you could do one video for NSF, what would it be? Starship Cast. Oh, wait. I already did that. Yak, meet the yak. It's weird. Why do you keep switching between two pictures of Jack? I don't know, man. It's so strange.
Discovery, going through.
How was Starship? Oh! 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 AP, how was Starship? Hey, guys, I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it again. Sorry, I'm...
Yes!
She's got some power, mate. She's got a lot of power. Like right in this area here. Yeah, right there. Just really likes to get up and go. Dude, it's a monster. It is AP, dude, like, I'm not trying to be like, oh my god, my life has changed. Dude, I will say seeing that thing fly changed my perspective about how, like, launch vehicles work. That thing is on another level of power that we just don't understand. Like, I try to teach it and I try to convey it, and that's with, like, Falcon or Vulcan, you know, or Ariane 6, like regular rock. Dude, this is on, it is on another level that it's just, it's like if you go to the drag strip and you see somebody taking their, like, Commodore, like a stock Commodore down the drag strip, right? Or like a top fuel dragster. That's the difference we're talking about here. Like, you know, we're talking about, like, you know, 12-second car going like 120 miles an hour, or a top fuel dragster that does like does the quarter in like 4 seconds going 300 miles an hour. It is a completely it's turbo, completely different thing, dude. It, like, here, just watch. Just watch this.
It's coming. Adrian, it's approaching.
No, Commodore is an automobile, Yuri, from Australia.
Come on.
Here we go.
Dude.
We can see the glow.
Yep.
Fly, baby, fly.
Oh my god! Come on. Do the thing, do the thing. Yes! Come on!
Seeing some vapor on it.
Oh.
Come on, baby.
Come on, light it up. Yeah!
We got a light.
It's coming down, it's coming down.
Come on.
Oh, it's slowed way down. Down to 3 engines.
Come on, bring it on home.
Just dancing over there like it's nothing.
Come on, baby.
Yes!
Oh my. Oh my goodness.
Dude. I love that picture of Argon. Cool reverse video. AP, that sonic boom shook the building we were on, dude. Like, rumbled it like an earthquake. I'm telling you, man, that is on another level. Like, I want to say, like, we have no idea what the hell we just unleashed. That thing is just... Like, I'm struggling, like, with this thing. It is an absolute monster. It's the spaceship from freaking hell, dude. Like, dude. And you know what the crazy thing is? You can walk right up to it. You can walk right up to it. I got that close, man. I took this picture. Jemios, 88-month resub. Thanks, man. So 33 F1 engine Starship. That'd be awesome. They caught a booster? They did catch a booster. Yeah, AP. That's really what it is, man. Yeah, see, there's a picture of Das and I doing our thing. Dude, like, yeah, that's the camera that we set up for the NSF footage. Dude. This camera and equipment is actually, if we look at Starbase Live, it's actually, here. Now, AP, you should see it, man. You should see it. This is that camera right here. This one. The one that's looking down the production site. This one is trailer. That's the NSF trailer right here. I fixed the damn trailer because salt corrosion basically rusted it to nothing. I installed new brackets on it to restore its structural integrity. Oh, and one more thing. While we were setting up trailer the last night I was there, they closed the road for Ship 34's rollback to the production site from Massey's. Check this out. Tiny Victory recognizes you from that photo. She says, hi. Well, hello there. Was it even bigger? Dude. I can tell you that thing is 52 meters by 9. 52 meter tall, 9 meter diameter. I could tell you, or I could just show you these pictures. Like this one, I like. It really conveys the scale. Erebors took these pictures too. There's me, and there's the ship, and there's a stop sign. Dude, this picture conveys the scale pretty well. Now, AP, remember, I'm 193 centimeter, 6'4". I am tiny compared to this thing. Like, just a little babby. Little babby. How many rings tall are you? I am 1 ring tall, okay? Seeing this thing this close is just... Isn't that still like 15 feet away? I was probably about 2 to 3 meters away. So yeah, about 15 feet, I'd say. Here, I'll show you another one. This one has DOS in it. Here, look. That's how close I got. Dude, Dude, this thing gets into space. Well, 33 didn't, but... Dude, she's a freaking monster. Like, this is what I mean. I saw this thing and I was just... That thing gets into space? Okay, all systems. Didn't 33 get to 140 kilometers? I don't know what its apogee was, Yannick, but yeah, I guess that made it into space. Dude, it is... I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, like, my perspective about spaceflight completely changed seeing that thing. Like, I still think that NASA needs, like, parity and stuff, but... Dude, this thing is no joke. This thing is not something to be trifled with. Like, I guess, like, if I had to put it into one word, I respect that thing a lot more. I respect what this thing does. It is insane. And it's a testament to all the people that work on it. What Starship and Super Heavy do is ridiculous. Like, I'm gushing over it. Like, I can't do it. I'm tripping over my damn words. Like, I got a lot of respect for the people that built this thing. A lot of respect. It is a monster. It is a freaking monster of a vehicle. Like, the Slayer of spaceflight vehicles. Like Slayer, like the band. Do we know what happened to the ship? Fuel leak, Ivan, from what I understand. Fuel leak. Yeah. Fuel leak burned basically all the electronics on the rocket engines from the outside in. Yeah. Does it smell of methane near the fuel tanks? No, Snibbles. Methane is odorless, if you really want to know. And no, it doesn't smell like anything. What happened to New Glenn? So Fistus, their first stage achieved a relight for their supersonic retropropulsion, but the problem is that if I had to guess, this is a huge guess, entirely speculation on my part, it seems like their thermal protection systems were not up to task. And it burned in and ironically did the same thing to Ship 33, to Glenn Stage 1. Fire basically entered the engine compartment and basically fried everything in there from the inside out. I think that's what happened. Now, what's my logical basis for that? Well, the vehicle started doing supersonic retropropulsion and then stopped. We lost all feeds from the vehicle. It was going 4,500 miles an hour at 81,000 feet. That is the right altitude and speed for an entry burn, no doubt. There has been a SpaceX mission that failed in this exact way. It was, believe it or not, the last Falcon 9 that was lost during a mission. It was in 2021. They lost a Falcon 9 during its entry burn. What happened was that they didn't have one of the heat blankets for the engines secured correctly, and re-entry heat entered the engine compartment and fried the thing from the inside out. If you go back and look at that mission, it is conspicuously similar. I'm pretty dang sure that that's what happened, because Blue seems to have all other parts of the flight regime pretty much figured out. That was the only part they've never tested. So it speaks that their thermal protection system wouldn't be exactly up to snuff because they have no experience in this matter. Now they do, though. Now they do. Oh, they'll get it. They'll get it on the next try. I'm pretty damn sure. Burn through's bad, okay? Burn through's bad. I'm pulling for him just as much as Starship. I want more rockets. I want more of them. The more rockets we have, the less likely it is to have a catastrophic constellation scenario where we end up with nothing. I will try my best to teach you guys what I know to avoid that from ever happening ever again, ever, ever, ever. Methane and methane rockets, boy. Yeah, I tell you what, those dang methane rockets are pretty damn good. Do you think they're going to try a Starship catch next launched? No. Probably Flight 9, Bastardo. I always said that Flight 8 would be entirely contingent on how 7, the data that they get from 7. The data that they got from 7, particularly on the ship re-entry front, was, let's say, inadequate. And call it a day. Yeah, let's say inadequate. Their Flight 8 is probably going to try and do what Flight 7 was supposed to do. Then I would say Flight 9 would probably be a catch, but once again, that is entirely contingent on if Flight 8 does what Flight 7 was supposed to do. Yeah, well, the front fell off. Yeah, don't worry about the front though. It's been removed from the environment. This is definitely not supposed to happen. Yeah, it's certainly weird. Would you say it fragmented? Yes, that's a good way to say that. Do you think we'll get HLS with Ship 42? I hope so, man. Any chance we see them refly a booster now, or do you think that is far off? I said on the NSF cast, Gold Falcon, I said on the NSF cast that they're probably going to reuse a booster when they get the second pad operational. Because Raptor 3 was more designed for reusability than 2 is. What I really didn't take into account, and Alex actually said this on the NSF cast as well, and after I said it, and he started saying, I'm like, oh yeah, he's probably right. I didn't get a chance to agree with him though, but hey, it's all right. Alex is good, man. He's on his game, dude. That guy is sharp as a tack. Shout out to Alex. You're the man, dude. Alex said that they're going to reuse a booster sooner rather than later. They just, dude, they can't keep just storing these boosters in the rocket garden. You're gonna have to reuse one. You don't have the space. He's right. He's absolutely right. Booster 12 is sitting outside right there. See it? That's the Flight 5 catch booster. That thing flew into space right there. Can you believe that? They don't have the space, dude. They don't have the space, nor do they have the storage stands for it. Now, could they make more? Yeah. Will they probably? Yeah. But, see, it's an interesting train of thought here, right? An interesting train of thought. So what is it? Okay. If they needed more transport stands, SpaceX would just make more transport stands. They'd just make them. It's just, what? You can't, what? Can you not afford it? It'll be fine. They can just make another transport stand, right? But they're not. Interesting conundrum here. They could just make another one. Dude, they're cranking out the freaking OLM for this thing, like, in less than a year, which is probably one of the most complicated pieces of GSE ever devised, Mechazilla notwithstanding. The second tower is also about to get its chopsticks and its carriage installed, which is also very crazy to me. I saw the chopsticks in the carriage, and then the day after I left, they moved the chopsticks and the carriage to the build site. They're over there behind the yellow crane, behind that Buckner. They're over here. You could just see the edge of a chopstick right there. See it? So here's the thing. If SpaceX wanted to build another stand to store more boosters, they would just build another stand and store more boosters, but they're not. right? That tells me that we're going to see reuse, and this is based off of what Alex was telling me. That tells me that we're going to see a booster get reused sooner rather than later. That's my supporting evidence for that. They can use one for horizontal testing. Goalie, if I had to guess, because booster 12 is on the old booster transport stands, that's probably the candidate for that, if I had to guess. Right? Because I had this argument with Ryan Weber on Flame Trench a little while back. He's like, they don't have the transport stands. And I was like, they could just build another transport stand. What are they going to be like? Oh, that's where we draw the line. We just crapped out an entire space center here in South Texas in the middle of nowhere. We can't make another transport stand. Nope. Right? No. If they wanted another transport stand to store more boosters, they would make another transport stand, but they don't. So that tells me we're going to see one reused sooner rather than later. Because SpaceX doesn't seem to want to store these things. Was that Elon's voice? No. What do you mean they do it? What do you mean the rebels blew up the Death Star? Oh, that thing wasn't even paid off yet. What the heck is an aluminum falcon? Interesting that Elon is keeping it low-key. It's not really his style. What do you mean low-key? Dude. Booster reuse. Yeah. You must smell like a foot wrapped in leathery burnt bacon. Can you explain what the star tracking that they added on the ship, where it could be at? The star tracker? So the star tracker is most likely on the backside of the ship. It's probably over here somewhere. Probably in this area here. I don't know exactly where it is, and I forgot that they added it, Brand, to be honest with you. You just reminded me. I know that Ship 33 had an upgraded tracker on it. What does a star tracker do? It's just a camera that takes pictures of stars. Why? Why do they take pictures of stars? What is that? For navigation? Yeah. You navigate in space the exact same way that you'd navigate sailing a ship, using a sextant. Yeah, believe it or not. You want to know the guy that figured that out? Well, his 95th birthday was yesterday. Buzz Aldrin wrote his thesis paper about this at MIT. About using the stars to navigate. Same way you'd use a sailboat to navigate. Just because you're 270 miles that way or 400 kilometers that way doesn't mean that the constellations are going to change. Heck, you could be at Pluto and the constellations still wouldn't change. You can use the stars to navigate. The space shuttle had a star tracker. So did the Apollo CSM. Yeah, Bryn, that's what they're used for. They use the stars to figure out what's called a reference frame. So it can figure out, so the booster can figure out where it is. So it knows where it isn't. Yeah. I'm more of a Star Warser. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, Galaxy. He was hanging around with the orange guy. Yep. Do you need spherical trigonometry in space? I have no idea. Stars. Dang it. Look, it's waving. So, you guys saw those Ship 34 pictures of me going by Ship 34. If you really want to know how tall I would be relative to Ship 34, it's about this tall. About that. That's how tall I am comparatively to a starship. Crazy, right? My brain is telling me that I'd be like about this tall compared to starship. No. That's about 6'4", right there. The thing is gigantic. Dude, she's a beast. Geo. Nice, Matt. Nice. Anyway. Okay, guys. That's going to do it for Space News. Great conversations, good discussions. Love hanging out with you guys. Love talking about this stuff. I love showing off that footage. It's really, really cool. And that's the short version. Yeah, exactly. You're going to be nose art on the next ship, right? Yeah, sure. So that's going to do it for Space News, guys. I want to do after hours. I want to keep going with workers, but also at the same time, Perkele. Rest, but I want to play workers, man. Go spend time with Bree. All right, fine. I'll see you guys tomorrow at noontime. More gaming, more space news, more discussing Starship and everything else. We'll just play workers. We'll just make this workers week, I guess. We'll just make workers week and go from there. And yeah, I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great night. I'll see you at noontime tomorrow.